N-400 interview practice. Domestic violence questions. 1 police visit. No arrest. Part 1.
Andrea and David are seated at a small dining table in David's home. The atmosphere is quiet and serious. Andrea speaks in a calm, professional tone as she begins the domestic violence section of the N-400 practice interview.
David, we're now going to discuss questions related to domestic violence. These questions are very important for your naturalization application. My main question is, have you ever committed an act of domestic violence against a spouse, partner, child, or any family member?
No, officer. I have never committed domestic violence. I have never physically hurt, threatened, or tried to control a spouse, partner, or family member. I understand that domestic violence includes not only physical harm but also threats or intimidation inside the home. I have never been arrested, charged, or accused of that type of behavior.
Thank you. Just to confirm, have you ever pushed, hit, slapped, or physically restrained a family member during an argument? Yes or no?
No, I have never done that. I grew up in a home where arguments happened sometimes, but violence was not acceptable. As an adult, if I feel angry, I step away from the situation. I believe physical force inside a relationship is wrong and can cause long-term harm.
Good. Domestic violence can also include emotional or psychological abuse. Have you ever threatened someone in your household to control their actions?
No, officer. I have never threatened a partner or family member. I understand that controlling behavior, like threatening immigration status or finances, can also be considered abuse. I have not done those things.
And have you ever been the subject of a restraining order related to domestic violence?
No, never. No one has ever requested a protective order against me.
Thank you for clarifying. These questions help determine good moral character. At this point, based on your answers, you are saying clearly that you have no history of domestic violence. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. We'll continue and talk more about family-related incidents in general. Now I want to ask about any incidents at your home. My main question is, have the police ever been called to your home because of a dispute, argument, or family problem?
Yes, officer, one time about 5 years ago. My former partner and I had a loud argument. A neighbor heard us shouting and called the police. When the officers arrived, they spoke to both of us separately. There was no physical violence. It was only a verbal argument.
Thank you for being clear. Were you arrested that day?
No, no one was arrested. The officers asked if anyone was hurt. We both said no. They told us to calm down and suggested we consider counseling if arguments continued.
Just to confirm, there were no charges filed, correct?
Correct. No charges, no court case. It was only a visit from the police because of noise and concern.
Did the officers create a written report as far as you know?
I believe they made a basic report, but I was never contacted afterward. I did not receive any paperwork or summons.
Understood. After that incident, did similar situations happen again?
No. After that day, we both realized the argument had gone too far emotionally. We decided to attend a few counseling sessions to improve communication. Eventually, the relationship ended peacefully about a year later.
So to be clear, there has been only one police visit related to a family argument in your history?
Yes, only that one time.
Thank you. It's important that applicants disclose even incidents that did not result in arrest. We will now move into questions about any court involvement. My next question is direct. Have you ever been charged with, cited for, or convicted of a crime related to domestic violence or abuse?
No, officer. I have never been charged or convicted of any domestic violence offense. I have never appeared in court for anything related to abuse, assault, or family harm.
And just to confirm, have you ever signed any court documents related to protective orders, even temporarily?
No, I have never been involved in any protective order case, either as a defendant or respondent.
Thank you. Sometimes arguments between partners can lead to accusations later. Has anyone ever accused you formally of threatening behavior?
No, officer. I have not faced any formal accusations. In the past relationship I mentioned, we had disagreements, but they did not become legal issues. We separated without legal conflict.
Have you ever attended court-ordered anger management classes?
No, I have not. I have never been required by a court to attend any program related to violence.
Good. Domestic violence offenses can permanently affect naturalization eligibility, so these questions are very important. Based on your answers, you have no criminal record connected to domestic incidents. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you for confirming. In our next segment, I will ask about your understanding of how domestic violence affects immigration status. For our final segment today, I want to focus on your understanding. Do you understand how committing domestic violence can affect your immigration status and naturalization?
Yes, officer. I understand that domestic violence is taken very seriously under U.S. law. A conviction could lead to denial of naturalization and possibly removal proceedings. It can also affect a person's permanent resident status. I know that even one serious offense can create long-term consequences.
Correct. And do you understand that honesty about past incidents is required even if they did not result in conviction?
Yes, I understand that failing to disclose information can be considered misrepresentation. That could be worse than the original incident. That is why I answered clearly about the police visit we discussed earlier.
Good. One more confirmation. Are you currently involved in any situation, legal or personal, that could develop into a domestic violence case?
No, officer. I am not in any relationship conflict right now. There are no ongoing disputes, no court matters, and no investigations involving me.
Thank you. Based on today's discussion, you have disclosed one police visit for a verbal argument but no arrests, no charges, and no convictions related to domestic violence. Is that accurate?
Yes, that is accurate.
Very good. That concludes part 1 of this topic. In part 2, we will go deeper into related legal definitions and other conduct questions connected to family safety. Vocabulary note: charged, formally accused of a crime, convicted, found guilty by a court of law, protective order, a legal order to prevent contact between individuals, defendant, a person accused in court, eligibility, meeting the legal requirements for something, dispute, a serious argument or disagreement, arrest, when police take someone into custody because they suspect a crime, charges, formal legal accusations, summons, an official notice to appear in court, counseling, professional guidance to help resolve personal or relationship issues, domestic violence, abuse or violence between people in a close family or intimate relationship, restraining order, a court order that legally prevents someone from contacting or approaching another person, intimidation, behavior that frightens or pressures someone, good moral character, a legal requirement showing that a person follows the law and behave, removal proceedings, legal process that can result in deportation, misrepresentation, giving false or misleading information, permanent resident, a person who is legally allowed to live in the U.S. permanently.